There is a new 1000 horsepower electric Hummer coming soon, but there isn't a lot of information about the design of the car, and this had me intrigued. I want to find out what it could look like, and that's exactly what we're going to explore in this video. As I'm sure you know, GM will launch an all-electric Hummer by 2021, and today I'm going to show you what I think it will look like based on the official information we have so far. So these are the two images that have been released regarding the shape and design of the new Hummer. The front is pretty straightforward and clear, but the silhouette, it leaves a lot to the imagination, and that's why right now we're gonna jump into Photoshop, have some fun, and combine these two images and see what we come up with. So what's the spec and tech of the 2022 Hummer? Well, they say it's planned to go on sale late 2021 and will have 1000 horsepower, a total of 11,500 pound-feet of torque, and a 0 to 60 time in 3 seconds. Those are some pretty nuts numbers, and it all sounds fantastic, but me personally, I believe it when I see it. It's also believed that GM's new modular battery design would allow for a battery capacity of 144 to 192 kilowatt hours, and the Hummer EV will come in different configurations focusing on off-road or towing. And this all makes sense since that's kind of the standard nowadays with other big SUVs. Some of the trim levels focus more on towing and others more on off-road capabilities. GM has announced its all-new electric battery system chassis called the Ultium. It's being displayed as a large chassis with off-road tires that cradles the new electronic components, and this could very well be the chassis on which the 2022 GMC Hummer EV will be built on. The Ultium modular battery system allows for different sizes of battery packs, from 50 kilowatt hours to 200 kilowatt hours, and it also allows for different voltage systems and charging speed. And this means that it's perfect to have as a base for a number of upcoming electric vehicles from GM in all kinds of shapes and designs. The president of GM said in an official statement that when we go to market, we'll have 1 motor, 2 motor, 3 motor versions offering different ranges, different performances at different price points to meet the customers wherever they may be. They also mentioned that some of their electric fleet will have a range of up to 400 miles, but if that involves the Hummer EV wasn't really clear. And as we know, the official range and real-life range tend to be slightly different, so I would like to take that number with a grain of salt. So what do we know about the design of this new Hummer? It will most likely have removable roof panels, just like the Jeep Gladiator and the upcoming Ford Bronco, and these panels would be stowed away in the front compartment. GM has been pretty quiet about what features we can expect to see in the Hummer, and there is a lot of guessing going around right now. Not sure if it will have removable doors and folding windshields, for example, even though that's been possible on previous generations of Hummers. And this design I'm working on right here is based on the Hummer H3T from 2009. We know that the front graphics will change drastically on the new Hummer, and this makes me feel like the body of the car has to stay close to what we're used to from Hummer to keep some resemblance and history in the new design. I also think that the modularity of the new truck will be similar to that of the HX concept from 2008. This concept had removable roof panels and doors along with a hardtop for the rear. It's a two-door and not really a truck, but I think some of these features and functions that we see visualized here will be available on the 2022 Hummer. Me personally, I'm very excited to see what this Hummer will look like. I'm excited for the radical decision by GM to turn their most capable and kind of macho vehicle into an all-electric vehicle. And honestly, I think the entire design and engineering teams are having so much fun with this project because it's something completely new and it combines two very different worlds in a very interesting package. And regarding the interior, GM says that the 2022 GMC Hummer EV will use recyclable materials, which means that leather will no longer be an option in this car. Instead, we'll get more eco-friendly accommodations, which I think is fantastic. And I love the fact that we're starting to see this becoming more and more common in the automotive world. Just have a look at the Polestar Precept, for example, with an interior partly made by old fishing nets. And of course, you'll have a large infotainment screen in the center stack, which is pretty standard these days, and there will be a topographical map showing the Seat of Tranquility, which is the site of the first moon landing, on the floor mats and speaker grills. I think that's a super cool detail. The 2022 Hummer is supposed to be revealed on May 20th of this year. I don't think there will be a lot more details about the styling and design of the car until then, unless we experience a leak of a Bronco magnitude. So let's talk about this design that we're doing right here. As I said, I wanted to keep it similar to the H3T because that will give us, I want it to be recognizable as a Hummer the moment you see it. And with this completely different and new front end, which by the way I think looks very, very cool with this light bar. I hope the whole bar itself lights up and not just the outer headlights of it. But I like the front graphics of this car, but at the same time it's so different from what we're used to seeing in previous Hummers with the round headlights that I want to keep the body of the car being very recognizable as a Hummer. And I also don't think that this Hummer, the electric version of the Hummer, will have a body that is necessarily specifically designed to be as slippery as possible for maximum range. I hope that they will keep the ruggedness of the Hummer, such as Bollinger did with their pickup B1 and B2, the SUV and the pickup truck. It doesn't necessarily. I don't think every single electric car and SUV and truck like this needs to have a specific design in order for it to maximize the range. I still want them to have some identity and some interesting design features in the body of the car, even though that reduces the range and might increase the drag coefficient a little bit. That doesn't really matter to me as long as they keep some of the identity of the brands. So I hope the Hummer will still have some of its Hummer DNA in the design, very rugged and very tough design, clearly designed to go off-road. And that's kind of the interesting part here. They say that this Hummer will have 1,000 horsepower, first of all, 11,500 pound-feet of torque, and a 0 to 60 time of 3 seconds with a range of 400 miles. So it's going to be interesting to see how they put that into the package of the design. And also, what kind of battery and chassis are we talking about here? That has to be something new, because these are numbers that we're not yet used to seeing, and especially if it's going to look something like this and not be as, you know, engineered to be as slippery as possible like a Cybertruck. Then it's going to be interesting to see how they combine all these numbers with the technology that exists today. And that's it for this redesign of the Hummer. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button and always comment below what kind of cars you want to see redesign of, and if there are any new cars that you think look odd that you want me to have a look at and maybe make a video on. And also, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you get notified when I upload new videos every single week. I'm TheSketchMonkey. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.